Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This is MattyIce of the Stone Family, bringing you into Guanaco Gaming's channel for the postseason interview of the Elite Battle League Season 2. Of course, we are with the coach of the Miami Dragonite, two-time champion of the Elite Battle League, Guanaco Gaming. How are you doing today, my good champion, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm alive. I wish I had a championship. Besides that, everything is good on my side. I'm excited to do this interview with you. As everyone knows, we are Soul Link partners, so it makes perfect sense that we interview each other.
Yep. And before we get started, if you guys are returning viewers on my channel, if you guys are returning viewers on my channel, welcome back. And if you haven't already, of course, drop a subscribe and show them a follow. Show them some love to every single one of the coaches that are going to be listed in the description below, as there are amazing people. Stone Family 64 is one of them. The interviewer, if you don't know who that is, which is a crime if you don't. But go ahead and show them all some love, and let's jump right into it, dude.
All right, jump right into it. What were your general thoughts about your season as a whole, your personal season?
Wow, he really jumped right into it. All right, repeat the question because you caught me off guard.
What were your general thoughts? What were your general thoughts about your season as a whole, your personal season?
Well, personally, I wish I had thoughts. I'm just kidding. So my personal thoughts for the season. I had fun, of course. I had fun, but personally, I feel like this definitely wasn't my best season, despite the end result, for the season and the championship. The ending of how my season ended should have been how my season overall should have went, and it didn't go that way. I stumbled. So this season was particularly not favorable for me, I guess. I'd say. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I feel like you struggled a little more, even though your 4-1 record, undefeated in the playoffs, two-time champion, does not show it.
Right. Thanks when you say it that way. Thank you.
So, you're welcome. I'm here to support. So, with your 4-1 record, which improved from last season on the 3-2, do you personally feel like you improved this season on your performance?
I'm going to go ahead and say no, because comparing last season's performance with this season, I'm going to go back and forth, between both seasons, by the way. But comparing last season with this season, my performance was definitely a heck of a lot stronger last season than it was this season. So, I mean, let's look at the facts. Let's look at the losses, right? Let's look at the losses. Even though I only lost once this season, it was my worst defeat. Okay? Whereas I lost to you season 1, week 5 to Timer, and I lost week 3 to Crowbats. Even though I was backed up in a corner, I managed to bring that up to Timer, so I wasn't destroyed outright. Jech destroyed my butt. So it was definitely my worst defeat of the EBL. So definitely my performance is stronger for season 1, comparing this.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything you would have approached this season differently, like the way you drafted or your general approaches to each individual match?
Yes. So for my drafts, I definitely would have drafted slightly different, probably added a little bit more bulk while still trying to emphasize speed. In my head, the thing that I was going for was just speed. Don't worry about anything else. And I think that was my detriment. So definitely would have fixed something with the draft, the way I drafted, who I drafted. I said it before in my preseason interview for season 2. I feel like I'm going to struggle with this team, and I did. Also, in regards to other things as well, I underestimated some people, and because of me underestimating, I lost the battle, and that's definitely not happening again. And I've corrected that mistake. I've definitely not made the mistake to underestimate anybody anymore. From Jack to Wolf to Ace, or Tara, because Ace got replaced due to unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I definitely learned not to underestimate anybody. So
that could help you going into season 3, being on your toes. I think I've learned that lesson as well. Shout outs to Infernomen, who caught me off guard.
Yeah, but you deserve that one though. You picked on him, and I'm like, okay, nah.
Yeah,
he needs to kick your butt.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. All right, so were you more or less satisfied with how your season went, considering you won your second championship?
I'm happy with the end result. I'm just not happy with the progression of the season. Again, season 1, different story. I was more dominant. I had a better team, in my opinion. I had a more diverse team, whereas this season was a little bit more difficult. So I'm happy with the end result. It's great that we did it. That's really all I got to say on that, to be honest.
All right. Do you feel like you lived up to any goals that you set for yourself before the season kicked off?
Yeah, I won. I won. And my goals for are we allowed to discuss goals for next season on this question?
This is your interview, bro.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm just asking. So I guess I don't know. If we're gonna be honest, completely honestly speaking, I don't know if we're gonna go for a 3-peat. Simply because I think you mentioned it. When it comes to sports, it's very hard for a team to win a championship 3 times, much less to make it to the championship, period.
Yeah, making it 3 times is difficult.
Yeah, so I have confidence that we will make it to the playoffs, that we will make it to the championship. I don't know that we will actually win it again. So that's there, but and honestly, I was just gonna take it easy, but due to certain circumstances that arose, I'm just gonna have to, just Thanos is returning, guys. Thanos is coming back. Let's just say that. Thanos is coming back after kicking everybody's butt.
I will say I am glad you are not on my schedule for the first time in the Elite Battle League.
Why?
Hopefully I don't have to meet you in the playoffs next season, and maybe I can get an easy route to the championship. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But,
that's assuming that someone beats me, though.
Yeah, no, I'm worried. Alright, so if you could have changed your team in any way, would you have, and what would it be?
Yes, I would change. For one, like I said, and I think I addressed this, briefly as well. I would definitely add more bulk to the team. So I feel like I hit an extreme, right? So last season we saw the Great Wall of Everglade with Fus, and while Fus was a great battler and is a great battler, and his record just improved more with this season, he was still at an extreme, which was all defense for last season. This season, he still employed defense with a little bit of offense, and it worked well for him. It just didn't work, it just, I don't know how to say it without sounding mean, and please, Fus, don't mean it in a bad way, but it just didn't keep up, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Please, I don't want to say anything and then come off being a dick, because I'm not trying to be. I have a bad way of saying things. I don't want to hit an extreme the way Fus did, I guess, with one and then the other. I want to be in the middle. And again, Fus is a great battler, and the records and the battle footage show it. On top of him being an amazing creator, I just don't want to get stuck in that extremity,
Yeah.
So that's that's that first part. So I would definitely employ more bulk, while still exuding power and speed. I think it sounds like it's like asking a little bit too much, but I feel like I can pull it off. Like I feel like I can get the right mons to do the job, and I already have an entire group in mind to how I can accomplish it. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. Instead of, because in our league, without items and things like that, no duplicate Pokemon, you can go to an extreme in 3 or 4 different ways. You can extreme weather team like what Crobats did, which ended up biting him. An extreme defensive team, which ended up biting Fus as well. An extreme speed team, which you made work. You won a championship with it. And then an extreme...
But it still blew me up, though. It still blew up on me.
And
both seasons, if you think about it.
And then an extreme attacking team. You can go for all 4, but I think a mix between the 4 is kind of what we're all kind of looking for.
Yeah, and I feel like of the 4, I emphasized more attack. No, I lied. I'm sorry. I emphasized. Would you say I emphasized attack or speed? What do you think?
Speed.
You think speed?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't like being outsped. I'm not used to it. Yeah, that was my detriment.
Yeah, I can see that. I can understand where you're coming from, even though you went 4-1 undefeated in the playoffs, 2-time champion.
Thank you.
So were you able to adjust to your team pretty quickly this season, or did it take you a little bit to understand with your 4-1 record?
No. One thing that I do pride myself on is adaptability. I'm not, and I know that didn't mean anything of it. I definitely did not take it that way. I found it entertaining when it was brought up, preseason for season 1. How for the first season they're like, oh, we don't know how Guanaco's gonna adapt to it. I think he might struggle a little bit at first. I liked it. I enjoyed it, and then for me, it wasn't a problem though for season 1 because I drafted them for a reason. Same thing for season 2. I drafted these mons for a reason. I know what I was going for, I had already had a battle plan laid out. It just, looking back at the plan, it may not have been the best plan, but I still had a plan and I adapted to what I originally thought. So I made it work. I did not have an issue with it, because I had a clear forethought of why I chose these guys.
There you go. All right. I keep losing track. Was there any sort of challenge you struggled with through the season?
Yeah, practicing and just practicing with people. I don't like Showdown. I've made it known. I don't like Showdown because I think the RNG is a little bit different. I think that the calculations may not be all the same. But ultimately you got to do what you got to do, and I only managed to get like maybe one showdown match to practice for the championship, and that was while I was at work, and I don't even consider that practice with Showdown because it was half. I was about to curse right now. I'm sorry. It was just half baked, I guess, and so I didn't count it. I feel like I didn't get much prep for the championship match. I mean, we still made it work. Ultimately, it ended the way it ended, but still, I think having and finding the people to battle with, because that's how I like to do it, was definitely difficult this season, more so than it was last season.
Right.
But it's understandable, because people got lives, people got jobs and everything. And so it is what it is. It's my preference to train that way. I think it's more effective. But, at the end of the day, people have things to do, so you can't fault them for that. And it is what it is.
I know I've told you this off screen. Next season, I plan on setting a day aside personally. However, I got to do it, even if I got to do the what is it, Showdown? Whatever. Mm-hmm. However, I've got to practice with my team. I'm gonna set a whole day aside and spend the day just working on my team and getting them ready for the next battle. That way, I focus on it that one day, but I don't overexert and over extenuate the doing too much for my team and then getting in my own head because I'm good at that. So I don't know if that could help you. Maybe advice, a little bit of advice there for everyone else in the league. You know, take one day, build your team, and get good with them in that day. You know.
No, it makes perfect sense. FYI, I just want to throw out there, it's completely unrelated to what we're just saying. I'm looking down at while you're talking, but it is not because I'm looking at my phone. I'm just really fascinated by this little thing. It's the little base for my webcam. I'm playing around with it. Okay. Yeah, but I'm listening to everything you're saying. But anyway, back to what you were saying. I agree. I think I'm going to do that as well because it's good to be on a schedule.
Yeah,
I don't want to struggle as much as I did with that situation, you know?
Thursdays are good. If you can clear your Thursdays, that would you can have a practice battle, buddy.
Okay. Did you just call me buddy?
Alright, so were there any issues that you expected to run into, but they weren't actual problems?
Wait, repeat that one more time. I got distracted.
Were there any issues that you expected to run into during the season, but they never turned into a problem?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I thought for the championship battle, and I brought this up to you because I was worried about it. I thought Derek was going to bring Trick Room because I know, and this is not me, you know, this is not me tooting my horn or anything. It's a fact. This season, my team outsped everything in the EBL. So, bringing Trick Room for the championship battle, I thought Derek was going to do it. And I prepared for it. I mean, if you guys rewind the championship battle, you'll see Trick Room on the Whimsicott because I was prepared for it. I knew, though, that if Derek brought Trick Room and he used it, done. Different outcome, much faster battle. I can't. And that's one thing that I still struggle with is if I get outsped, I don't know what to do.
Well, luckily it didn't become a problem, and you were able to come out with your second championship in 2 seasons, turning into the New England Patriots of the EBL over here.
I know, I'm hated.
Was there
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I'm hated.
As a battler, not as a friend. Was there anything you found easier this season than you expected?
I don't know how to answer that. Like, some battles were definitely easier than I played them out to be in my head. For example, Max's battle, right? Max had a completely killer team, and I know we spoke about this briefly not too long ago. Max had a really good team this season, and I know that when I trained with you for that match, you told me you won a good bit of those practice battles, and you told me, bro, I don't know, man, you could be in trouble with this team. You could be in trouble. And I'm like, crap, you're right. You know, I'm in trouble if things go this way. And when he didn't bring certain, you know, key Pokemon, I'm like, okay, this might actually end up working well. Same thing with Derek, actually. He didn't bring the Mimikyu, and I'm like, okay, this, I don't know, this might not be too well, but at the same time, it might be well, you know? So I'm not saying that the battle with Derek was easy, because it by far wasn't. It was definitely the hardest battle that I've ever had to go through. I mean, I was backed against the wall for a good portion of it, you know? And honestly, that battle was won by luck. So.
Oh, well, I don't know if you're okay with me saying it, but I'm going to with the practice battle against Derek. The couple times that I held Mimikyu back was the couple times that I beat you. So, hey, you know, if Derek brought the Mimikyu, held it back, you know, that's the fear that you had, I know.
That's one of the fears, yeah. And I'll say this just to clarify, because I know that I told Derek that I didn't have as much, you know, time to practice, which is still the case. You know, I didn't have that much time to practice because I think we only practiced that one time.
4 or 5 matches, and it was in a 1-day period.
Right, and that was with you putting things apart for me and whatnot. And the other times that we tried to do it, you know, you were busy or I was busy, and then personal things happened.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do anything about it. And then when things started to clear up a bit, the only thing that I had left was Showdown, and I only did that one thing. So still not a lot of practice went into that, but you're right. The times that you held back the Mimikyu, I'm like, crap. This is going to be a problem. And ultimately, on my own, towards the beginning of the battle, towards when the battle was about to take place, I actually, got more comfortable with that fact, and I came up with the plan all on my own. And then Derek came up with a different whole team, and I'm like, okay, so he brought the Togekiss. Let's see, yeah, because we said that he wasn't going to bring the Togekiss. I know for a fact he wasn't bringing that Ninjask. But different things played out, and it happened the way it happened. Ultimately, that battle was won by sheer luck. I definitely did not have the skill. I definitely was not prepared for the ferocity which that battle had. It was a great battle, win or lose. It was great. It'll always go down, as Josh likes to say, it'll always go down as the best match in EBL history, which it was, in my opinion. But also it will go down as one of the best matches that I've had in my short competitive career. So
yeah, I can agree with that. In 2 seasons so far, and we're not trying to be mean to anyone that's in the league now or comes into the future, but that's going to be a tough one to beat. But everyone says that when good Super Bowls happen too. This is the greatest Super Bowl we've ever seen. And then the next year Super Bowl happens, and typically it's pretty good and outshines a little bit. So it just depends on if you're playing on nostalgia and stuff. But I think it's definitely always going to be top 5 match in the EBL, depending on how long we continue this.
Yeah. And hopefully it continues for a while, because I like the league. Forget the battling. I like the league because of the fact that we're able to get closer to so many good people.
Yeah.
We've gotten closer to Landon, Josh, Derek, gotten closer to a lot of people, Gingy, Crowbats, just everybody, Wolf, everybody. I'm not even going to name everybody in the league, because I don't want to disrespect anybody if I miss anybody out, but every single person since day one, we've gotten the opportunity to work together through the EBL and just meet everybody. So that part is just the best part that I could have asked for.
And looking forward to getting to know the 5 new guys coming in next season, and working with them as well.
Yeah.
All right, so you made the playoffs. Obviously, with your 4-1 record, I'm going to keep saying it. What were your thoughts?
Next season is going to be a 5-0.
Uh-oh, here we go. So what were your thoughts after your final game against Wolf and the Philadelphia Flagoons, heading into the playoffs against a rematch with the Philadelphia Flagoons and Wolf again?
And it's a good thing you said that, because I was just about to ask you, who'd I face off? All right, so I've said this before, we know that there's that little curse, right? Where if you fight somebody and then rematch immediately after, there's a good chance, the way fate works, if you were the victor the first time, you'll lose the second time.
Yeah.
It happened to you. I think it happened to Derek season 1.
Yeah, Spurs.
Yeah, it happened to Derek season 1, and it didn't. I was fairly surprised that it didn't happen, with Wolf, because Wolf has had a great team. I think he just lost his spirits a bit when you slaughtered him, which is not cool. but the fact that Wolf had a great team, and again, despite what he likes to think, he is an amazing battler. I've told him time and time again. He held his own pretty well. That's also when, not for nothing, I started to regain that season 1 dominance.
Yeah.
Okay. That's also when I started to regain that season 1 dominance. It was short-lived because, Derek happened, and, Derek almost kicked my butt there, So that dominance was definitely shot down.
All right, so moving on to the next one. What were your immediate excuse me, what were your immediate thoughts after your final match of the season, which was the game win or championship winning match?
Honestly, you said right after the match, right?
Yeah, immediate thoughts after your final match.
Relief, you know, because we did it again. You know, we won our second title. I can tell you my thoughts during the match too. Like I thought, I'm like, no, you know what? He's got me. I can't do this. I'm gonna lose. I really said that in the video. He's got me. He's got my number. All right, guys, it was a great run, especially when I got put, you know, in that corner with when he had 3 Mons and I only had the Jechnician, and I'm like, I don't know how on earth I'm gonna be, you know, turn this around. So definitely the thoughts there during that battle. Definitely the thoughts after the battle. Where the immediate thought was, you hate to see it. I don't know how the frick we turned that around. But apparently that's a thing now, according to Hermit, you know, like I get put in the corner and then I turn it around.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you did that quite a bit this season.
Yeah, so apparently that was the theme, you know, reversal. I have no idea. I have no idea how it was able to be pulled off for the championship battle though, because that was definitely challenging.
Yeah, skill. Hey, skill. You're a skilled battler. All right.
About all that, my dude.
So, what were your thoughts on the Elite Battle League Season 2 as a whole, including everyone's season, the matches, the way things turned out, you know, everything included?
So all right. So as a whole, I think it was a great season. I got to see certain people's potentials. I got to see Landon fight. I got to see Derek grow. I got to see Josh grow in the span of 2-3 matches. He just got better and better. I got to see Max pick out a great team. It was just great to see how everybody who was originally in the league to begin with, it was great to see them grow and change. And for those that joined the league this season, it was great to see them fight and to see what they had. So I loved every aspect of it, and it also gave us the opportunity to work with new people.
Yeah.
Ace, unfortunately, I would have loved to have battled Ace.
Well, you got him on your season next year.
Yeah. So hopefully nothing bad happens to his switch, but you know, Ace is probably the only regret that I have of not being able to work with because of that situation. But I'm happy that I'm able to work with him again, you know, have the chance to work with him again this coming season. But other than that, it's just great. Just to summarize everything, it was great.
Awesome. So you are coming back for season 3, going for the 3-peat. From the looks of your schedule,
if we can.
Yeah, from the looks of your schedule, though, it looks like you might have a little tough schedule because, like you said, Ace worries you a little bit because y'all battled offline, so we know.
Hold on, let me correct you on that. Ace doesn't worry me. Ace needs to know who's the alpha.
He says that on screen, guys. I'll just go ahead and say what he says off screen. He's worried about Ace.
That is not true. That is not true. I do know Ace's capabilities. He has beaten me a few times as well, offline and on streams and whatnot. So I'm not saying that Ace is a bad battler. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that since Ace has it out for me, I have it out for him.
And you've also got the rematch with Always More Videos, Derek, next season. So you've got a decently tough schedule, especially.
There's also the fact that Yeltnib is on my roster too.
Yeah, I was gonna say the new guys that are coming in. A lot of us don't really know how they battle and everything. So, are you excited about next season?
Totally. I cannot lose week 3. I cannot lose week 1. I cannot lose week 3. I'm okay if I lose to Derek. I'm okay if I lose to Yeltnib.
All right, so
it's not gonna happen though. It's not gonna. So Derek, you know, homie, you know, better put up them dukes because it's gonna be a brawl.
There you go. Hey, that's what I want to see. I want to see everybody throw down next season. I'm excited for it as well. So if you could rate your season 1 out of 10, what would you give your personal season?
7. I feel like we did. Yes, I feel like we're above average. were not stellar, were not horrible. I feel like the season did not go as favorable as I would have liked it, despite the outcome.
You mean the 4-1 record, undefeated in the playoffs, 2-time champion.
So moving past all of that is the fact that we struggled, and I struggled with keeping the team alive. So that's definitely not happening. Weaknesses have been checked and reviewed. The weaknesses that I had for season 2 will not be in season 3, and it's gonna be a whole new me. I got something planned for y'all.
So basically, what I'm hearing is 5-0 record, undefeated in the playoffs, and 3-time champion.
3. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the 3. Now, will we be able to pull it off? Is the question. IDK, because I don't want to say, I'm a 2-time champion. I'll do this. I'll beat everybody. There's still the possibility. I have not had a single season where I have gone undefeated. So I expect a defeat here, a defeat there. Yeah. I expect it.
Hey, no one's gone undefeated. So
exactly. My goal is to win a third time. The championship a third time. But my secondary goal, after what you said, is, if I can just make it to the championship, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see someone in the championship 3 straight times. That'd be very fun. So, like I said, it's not something that happens very often in any sport, really. So, it'd be really cool to have it in the first 3 seasons of the EBL. But then again, I am putting a bounty on your head, $10 to whoever takes them out of the playoffs. So
that's not happening.
Definitely looking forward to that. I will pay it out. E-bucks, whatever, I don't know.
That's an E-buck.
Right,
my goodness.
So with that out of the way, is there anything you want to plug right now for your channel?
Currently we're hunting for our shiny monkey, and then after the monkey we'll hunt for our turtle. And then, off stream, what I really want to do is, I'm not saying to take a break from Pokemon indefinitely, because I love Pokemon, but there's a reason why I delayed putting Pokemon content out there, and that's because I didn't want to be locked into Pokemon. So what I want to start doing is some of my other stuff, like Assassin's Creed, and I know there was another game and I can't remember the name of it that I usually play, but some of my other stuff like Assassin's Creed and whatnot, my more mature gaming content, I want to move to Twitch, so I can keep YouTube all for Nintendo and whatnot. So my more mature stuff is going to be on Twitch. My Nintendo stuff is going to be on YouTube. I am going to be having a more prominent presence on YouTube than I am going to have on Twitch. Also want to make sure that I put this out here. Given the fact that the EBL does take a lot of time, and it is certain, it is taxing time-wise. When season 3 or any EBL season comes to, I am going to be taking a break from streaming, focusing on the EBL, so as not to work too much. So not to overwork myself too much. And then when the EBL season is over, streaming will resume, and our normal productions will continue. Also, speaking of productions, I am going to be playing, when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, everything will be put on pause for Breath of the Wild 2. Just saying.
There you go. Alright guys, so that's it for the interview, postseason interview with the Miami Dragon Knights and the coach, Guanaco Gaming. Congratulations on your 4-1 record, undefeated in the playoffs and your 2-time championship. Best of luck to you in season 3. Looking forward to your 5-0 record, undefeated in the playoffs, and 3-time championship. Hope you all have a great day. We will see you on February 5th for the start of the season 3 of the Elite Battle League. And until next time, guys, later.
Later. I did that wrong. Later.